in time, nothing supernatural happens. It is in seasons that supernatural occurs. And when we are talking about the supernatural, we're talking about the phenomena, the entity that goes beyond, the physical, that transcends the natural. It distorts the law of nature. And this phenomena can also relate to, or can be said to, the existence of natural in the universe. So when we're talking about seasons are laced with supernatural events, special supernatural events. So good day, everyone. I am OLUGBENGA OLUMUYIWA. Thank you for joining me on this episode. If you've not subscribed or liked or shared this presentation, please go ahead and do it. Most especially if it blesses your life. Thank you. So when we're talking about time is a falling thing. Time is laced with special supernatural event given to us by God. It is not determined by any man. So that is why it says that our seasons are attached to purpose and purpose are attached to seasons. So we unveil this thing as regards to God's precept and God's instruction for our lives. So any man who fails to understand the time and the seasons that he is into, he may not be able to fulfill God's purpose and plan for his or her life. Now hear this: the supernatural is normal when someone is in its season. When you are in your season, the supernatural is normal. It will occur naturally. It is not that you do anything to precipitate it or to actually bring it to occurrence, because supernatural works with season. So when you are in your season, supernatural is normal. I said there may be many seasons in our lives, but we only need one season to change the world. One season is enough for our lives and for the world to change. Praise the Lord. Someone said, there is no extra time for any man. There are only time managers that maximizes their times in achieving their goals. Everyone has 24 hours, but we have some few that in a day, their success or the recorded success they have recorded, it seems as if they have more than 24 hours. It is not that they have more than 24 hours. They also have equal hours that like you do. But the difference is that they manage that 24 hours that gives them a maximum result and output. You also can do the same. See, world changers don't live a regular, convenient, a lifestyle. A world changer will always operate a different, a life schedule. They live beyond the limit. They live beyond the ordinary. They live in a way that no man can understand their schedules and their itinerary. I read recently about a man called Elon Musk. Most of us are aware of or conversant with this name. This man said he sleeps for 2 to 3 hours in every day. So they keep an unusual record and usual sleeping hours, sleeping habits, and all that. If you see a time manager, many unplanned programs, unplanned activities can never be welcomed by him. You see, the issue that has eroded the life of many people is the failure to actually manage their lives and be a person of focus. I've discovered that when some people leave their home in the morning, they never plan or they never maximize they never set a preference for what they are to do on that day. That is why somebody can just pick you up somewhere and tell you that, friend, can we quickly go to see one of my friends in so place, and you follow the person there, and from there, and that friend also may tell you that, let's go and see one of our old time friends in so place. You also go there. You never planned your life to go that way. When you see a life planner, anyone who has planned his time in a day, for a day rather, will never engage in such unplanned activities and unplanned things. Now, according to Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1, it said, to everything there is a season, and to a time to every purpose under the heaven. So everything has a season. If you miss the season, you may not be able to recover from it. And you see, like I told us in the past episode, any time that is wasted can never be regained. Honestly speaking, time does not wait for anyone. That is why you have to maximize it, and you cannot hold it. If it's something you can stop and quickly do, play for some times and come back to it, it may be different. No one can stop the time of life. No one can hold it to ransom. It's better we maximize it. We quickly work to actually recover whatsoever we have lost and we have missed in the time past. So therefore, time is for a moment, where season is for a duration. Time is for a moment, season is for durations. That's why you see people who says that in the moment of time. You always hear that, in the moment of time. So time goes with the moment, where seasons are laced, goes with duration. So season refers to the long-term perspective of how we decipher, and process all of the moment of time. So season refers to the process, the long-term process or perspective of how we decipher or we process all of the moment of times, all of the moment of time. So the accumulation of times goes through a main season. The accumulation, the consecutives, well use of time, or the consecutive failure in time management amount to season. A season is set of sequence of related events. A season is a set or sequence of related events. So a season is a period of a year that is distinguished by special climatic condition. A season can also be termed as a period of a year that is distinguished by a climatic condition. And for instance, like I tell people, season change naturally. It changes naturally. You don't stop a season. You don't have capacity to stop it. That's why I say that it is a supernatural occurrence. Seasons are supernatural occurrences. So, for example, there are two seasons from the part of the world where I come from or where I live. I live in Nigeria, and there are two seasons that are very particular or pertinent to this part of the world, and we have it as rainy season and the dry season, otherwise known as the wet season. So when it is raining, nobody controls it. It is not the geographer or what have you that controls the time for rainy season or dry season. It is supernaturally controlled, and when we have that, we understand that. Okay, for instance, when you found out that the hair is a little bit humid and it's a little bit cold, when you are breathing in, you found out that there is a little bit constraint in your nose. You will say that, oh, Harmattan is approaching. When suddenly you found out that your lips is growing dry, you found out that things you are feeling a very harsh, cold weather. You say that it is Harmattan, it is a dry season, and that is when we experience Harmattan. And before you know it, you may be in that process, in that season, and suddenly you just see a change. So you may be in that season for that long, and suddenly you just see a change in weather, and before you see it, the cloud is changing, and shortly after that time, you see drops of rains and all that. And when it rains the first time, it rains maybe after some days or after some few time, you say we are in the rainy season. Nobody determines it. Nobody controls it. It is controlled supernaturally, and it is a season. And when it is its season, nothing infringes that season, because it is supernaturally controlled by God. So seasons are supernatural occurrences in our lives, and we need to just understand this thing and key into it. And nobody truncate it, nobody obstruct it, nobody impede it, nobody fast forward it or rewind it. It is supernaturally controlled. So that's why when we are talking about the seasons of our lives, we need to understand the purpose at which we are here for. Then we can keep to it when it comes into play. You see, there are 3 stages of life. I need to mention this thing, and it is so profound. According to 1 John chapter 2, beginning from verse 12 to 14. 1 John chapter 2, beginning from verse 12 to 14, talks about the 3 stages of life. Number 1 is talks about the childhood stage. The second one talks about the adulthood stage, and the third one talks about the eldership, or the fatherhood stage, if I can use that word. And when we're talking about the childhood stage, it's a dependency stage. It is a stage that you depend on your parent or anyone to do everything. So, and these are stages of life. If now, like I tell people, these 3 stages are not a function of age, or a function of size or height, or they are function of maturity. So when we are talking about dependency stage, which is the childhood stage, is the time you depend on people, your parents, your leaders, your spouse, your anything. You could to do anything. You could be an adult, and yet you are still in your childhood stage, so that we will not misconceive the idea of the childhood, the adulthood, and the eldership. So when we're talking about the dependency, I read it somewhere that dependency has the 5 levels before you can get to dependency. Number 1 is appreciation, and number 2 is anticipation. Number 3 is called expectation, and number 4 is called entitlement. You see, appreciation, you found out that you always appreciate people. It's good to appreciate. I'm not dislodging that. Number 2, we call it the anticipation. He anticipates to receive something. Expectation also follows anticipation, because he will always be expecting something from that person. And number 4 talks about the entitlement. He will have the sense, the mind of entitlement, that I'm entitled to receive something from this fellow. And number 5 talks about the dependency. So this dictates or defines the first stage, that is called the childhood stage. The second stage talks about the adulthood. It is a time of responsibility. You take responsibility for everything that happens. This is a time that you take responsibility for learning, for training, for studying, for everything. So if you don't respect seasons well enough, they can damage you. When a man has wasted season, or don't honor or respect seasons well, you see in his or her life at the end of the day, or at the end of his or her race. So someone said, never live with a mistake you can correct, because mistake will not correct themselves. So it is better, I think it was Pastor Mensa Otabel who said that never live with a mistake you can correct, because mistake will never correct themselves. So the prerequisite for entering your season is purpose. So you need to understand your purpose, because every purpose is actually connected, is tied with your season. So, and your season is connected with your purpose. I think that is more clear enough for us to understand. So preparation is what helps us to maximize our seasons when it comes. So preparation, when we prepare ourselves, we'll be able to enter into our seasons effortlessly and efficiently when it comes. So when you are prepared for a season, when it comes naturally, you will not be affected. For instance, if you see someone who wants to travel to some European countries where they are known for a very, very humid weather, like a very Harmattan, cold weather. So when you are living currently in an African continent or country, So when you are leaving your country, you know that you have to prepare for that weather. So in your preparation, you will not pick a lighter cloth. You will pick a hoodie. You pick what they call those heavy clothes that you know that will absorb it. We absorb those what they call it the cold weather, and we make you to stay warm. So that is the level of preparation towards that season. So for every seasons of our lives, we need to prepare ourselves. So when your preparation meets with this opportunity that comes our way, then there will be a huge manifestation, like it's globally says. So thank you so much for this time. If this presentation has blessed your life, please don't forget, like, subscribe, and share this, and let every other person be part of it. I am OLUGBENGA OLUMUYIWA. Thank you for joining me, and God bless you.